All right, well, sorry for that temporary delay. We got it all figured out. A lot of us have multiple monitors connected to our computers, so that gets all the display settings all out of whack. But we'll go ahead, just a friendly reminder to please silence your cell phone so everyone in here in the audience and at home can hear all of the questions and updates. So happy Tuesday. I know we have a couple announcements, so we can roll into those. I know Mrs. Margaret had one from your RoRo president, so we'll get you started, lady.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I wish to announce that the RoRo board, after lots and lots of discussion, yes, has decided that residents may wear jeans to the dining room on Fridays only. Fridays only. But with your jeans, men wear a collared shirt, women a nice top. We're still the premier community and we want to look like that. To my knowledge, shorts will never be allowed in the dining room. That is, yes. And a reminder, you cannot wear jeans on Sunday.
Yes.
Some people forget, which, you know, we have some memory problems from time to time. Anyways, that is a new thing. The signs in the dining room will be changed to include you may wear jeans on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Margaret. I know that was a discussion for many years, even before my time, so I'm glad we've come to some conclusion and some way forward. So,
We'll miss having that annually.
you'll miss that. Any other resident announcements at the moment? No? You sure? Okay. All right, well, we'll get started with a few updates for you. So I know last week was Forum, so not a whole lot. I know Forum is pretty comprehensive and in-depth of the entire quarter prior, and then, of course, moving forward. But we'll have a little bit from each of the directors today. So IHS, they actually wanted to let you know they have a presentation on the 28th at 1 p.m. in Grand Lobby South, and they want to go over the do's and don'ts of your medication. So bring your questions, and Pam Cox, our RN, she's our IHS medication nurse. She'll be there to answer any of those questions. So you'll learn about our new medication consultation services. So it's a little different. They don't come in and move your pills around and set up your boxes, but what they can do that as well. However, this is really just an FYI in your FAQs about, hey, this medication, do you know why you're taking it? Do you know how to take it? I know you get your prescriptions and you get that big old book with the little fine print that tells you exactly how to take it. I think I took my thyroid medicine for 2 years, not on an empty stomach. So those kind of things, yeah, I learned, I figured it out. But those kind of things are the things that Pam can go over with you in regards to your medication. So we highly, highly recommend it. All of us can use that type of information. So just another reminder, please make sure we're returning our carts, those luggage carts, wheelchairs, walkers, any of those things that are kept in our areas for the communal use. Please just make sure we are returning those. Another reminder, I know this has come up a couple times, so we just want to keep it on here. The front desk is completing the morning check-ins between 10 to 10:30. This is the time that we are checking on everyone, so please, please, please try not to disturb them with things like packages, stamps, etc. Until they can complete those check-ins. We're here for you. We'll do anything you need, but please just give them that 30 minutes so we can get all of those done each day. That enables us to make sure we can account for all 500 something of our residents. So just another reminder, this deadline has passed. It was due by the 20th, so I know Betsy is going to have the front desk follow up on probably the last few that are outstanding, but your annual homestead tax exemption forms were placed in your box, and they were due on the 20th. So please do see the front desk if you haven't addressed this, and we can help you with that, but the deadline has now passed. So just a little bit from plant operations. Darwin is actually doing a site visit with Blue Team and their corporate team, and then some of our other partners in our Health Peak Asset Management today. But we had 121 completed work orders, 61 remain open. We are still working on the health center repiping project. We've replaced 2 new AC units and new unit turnover apartments. We've replaced 2 new AC units in our north 5th floor corridors. We are continuing to do final walks on the various sets of our restoration units. So obviously as Blue Team is going in, you're moving out and then you're moving back in. Blue Team and Darwin are walking these areas to make sure that everything has been addressed. So they're catching those little baseboards or those little residual items that still need to be addressed. So we're doing that every week. We're walking with Blue Team, Darwin is, on signing off on a lot of the various units. So again, he performed those last week. We'll be doing it again this week. He continues to interview he's got a couple open positions in his department, so we continue to recruit and interview for those. We did replace the motor on the south hood. We did complete all of our marketing golf carts. We got battery replacements, and we got some better batteries so they'll actually last much longer than they have been. I know they get quite a lot of usage, and so with us upgrading those batteries, it'll be very helpful. We did replace some irrigation valves by the marketing building, and we replaced the timer on the exterior lighting in the marketing center. Just a little bit, I know this has come up a couple times, so we'll keep this as a reminder. Proper disposal of sharps and prescription medications. You may bring any sharps containers to the wellness clinic for disposal. Sharps are picked up from the clinic once a month. Prescriptions and over-the-counter medications may also be dropped off at the wellness clinic. Main Street Pharmacy picks up old prescriptions and over-the-counter medications every Wednesday. So I know this has come up a couple times. Ms. Margaret brought it up in our president's briefing, so we'll go ahead and leave this information there so everyone has it as a friendly reminder. Just continuing on the wellness journey, this week's goal is environmental, so I know that some residents have started this process. If you are interested, please do sign up in Kelly's office. Again, it is the full journey map activity from physical, emotional, environmental, spiritual, vocational, social, intellectual, and health science. So just some little reminders or ways that you can focus on the environmental. We, of course, reduce food costs, food waste. We can donate items you no longer use, dispose of batteries and hazardous material. You know, we talked a little about that about 2 weeks ago. Recycling, conserving, using reusable bags. I know we've got the bag that Chris and the group set up. Those are all in the service areas. So if you've got those bags that you want to recycle, they help us with that. So just a little reminder on your wellness journey that the environmental is also part of that. Again, check out channel 732 for more information and see Kelly if you want to join this journey. Again, COVID, flu, cold, they're all out there still. I think with the weather continuing to drop and raise and drop and raise and rain and sun, lots of allergies, lots of pollen, so lots of cold still going around. The health center has resolved all of their cases. They are no longer in an outbreak, so you are able to visit them. But again, just keep in mind that there is still a lot of illnesses going around, mostly cold, allergies, nothing alarming. We check with the hospital. We usually check with the hospital system statistics, and then I always check on our admissions in healthcare to see if there's any reoccurring trends. Just lots of cold and allergies, so just be careful with that. So this week in activities, I know Ginger is out this week on some much needed vacation time, but we've got Sam that's taken the helm, so we're in good hands with her. So of course, Wednesday, we will have our casino trip. Remember, this is not just for gambling. There's lots of great places to eat. You can still sign up. It's not too late. So call extension 505, but that is tomorrow, 9:30 pickup. And you can go to gamble or to the restaurants. So I don't think 9:30 is too early to start gambling, but not that's your thing. But lots of great restaurants, so don't just think it's just gambling in a casino. They really do have a lot of fun things to see. Isn't there like a sugar factory or something there too,
Yes.
Sam?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
right there, yeah.
And then, of course, again, Wednesday, we have our great courses at 3 p.m. here in Town Hall. Thursday, the 27th, art class with Kim, 11 a.m. in the Arts and Crafts room. Thursday, the 27th, is Pilgrimage Healing with Anne at 11:30 in Activity Room South. February 28th, the Boomer Band at 7 p.m. in Town Hall. Saturday, March 1st, I thought this was super interesting. Presentation on climbing to Mount Everest Base Camp by Amy Anderson at 3 p.m. in the Town Hall. That's absolutely nothing I'd ever do, but I think it's super, super interesting. And then Sunday, March 2nd, Gulf Coast Dance Theater at 4 p.m. here in the Town Hall. So there's lots and lots of fun stuff going on this week. And then, of course, Food and Beverage has their own schedule of parties that we'll get into. So just a little update from sales. Our new resident and family cocktail party was a fun evening shared with the new friends and family. So that enabled our sales team. We have a couple new girls over there to get to know our residents and family. And then today we actually have our Gift of Life Care lunch. This is probably one of my favorite seminars. It really gets into the nitty-gritty and the nuts and bolts of our community and what we can do. And we've got about 45 attendees. So they're there upstairs in the Regency room. And that'll go on today till probably about 2 o'clock. But again, that's a really, really informational one that I enjoy. And I'm happy to see we have so many attendees. So as always, thank you to the marketing and ambassador committee. So as I mentioned, for party, we have our French theme night. Ricky is super excited about his 10,000-piece Lego Eiffel Tower that he has put together. I think we paid somebody. But I says, why do you think you have time for a 10,000-piece Lego tower, buddy? We gotta talk. But we did bring in extra help, so we're super excited about that. You know, he really likes to throw and do fun things. But that's French theme night. On the 27th, there will be the after party from 7 to 8:30. Again, reminder, everyone wear white. And then cordials and desserts will be served then from about 7 to 8:30. And that is here in Town Hall. And then today, he has been roasting a pig. So we've got the barbecue and bourbon, that is today, pig roast, and that'll be at 6 p.m. in the Town Hall. And then, of course, he's got his gourmet on the 26th, and just a reminder to look forward to the Breezeway and Bella Row. It's going to be warming up after this week or so we can get back out there into our breezeways and our pizza ovens and our grills. So super excited. That's probably, I think, the best time of year in Florida is before summer. Just a reminder, we continue our phase 2 of the restoration project with Blue Team. We got off to a rocky start. I know it's no fun having to temporarily vacate your homes, but I think all in all, we're in a good swing of things. We are about 37% complete with this phase, meaning about 37% of the 100-something apartments have been addressed. We thank you all for your cooperation. We thank you all for your patience. And we continue to go through this process. So we'll have another 5 to 10 to 15, and we'll just keep kind of going through until we have completed all the areas. So Blue Team continues to come and support and answer any questions. They usually show up around 11 o'clock after our updates. So if you have anything for them, they will be here to answer those questions. But Betsy's did a good job of, Betsy, IHS, Kelly, maintenance of kind of helping with that process. So thank you all. Employee of the month is actually Zeke. So he was highly recognized. I heard there was a resident that we took to an appointment, and their appointment lasted quite some time. And Zeke not only stayed behind, he helped get the resident back safely. And so we just really thought that was wonderful. We recognized him for his professionalism and greeting everyone with a smile and anticipating our resident needs. So we really appreciated his dedication that day, and just wanted to make sure we recognize him. So Zeke is our employee of the month. He was super excited. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And then really just a little from me. I know I've mentioned it, but I've spent the past 2 weeks, last week I had a virtual ownership visit. So every year they come out, we go over net operating income, revenue, occupancy, sales, FTEs, PPDs, PRDs, all of these things, basically staffing, employees, labor, salary, wages, capital expenditures, all things operations of my role. So last week we had the call, and then they will actually be out tomorrow for the on-site visit. So just kind of doing a little bit more preparation to have all of that information. Lots of focus on competitor pricing, sales pricing, etc. So really just kind of getting into that with them. They come again about once a year, at least at the beginning of the year, to go over our business plan and strategy for the year. So that's the premise of all of the calls and presentations and data analysis. And they're doing a little different format this year where they do a post call and then a visit. So it feels like I've been doing it for 2.5 weeks, and we have. So tomorrow they'll be out and we'll be able to move on. But just back to the pendants, we are still kind of finalizing those last few locations. We did pause and pivot to healthcare, so that has subsided just a little bit while they finish installing the call system in healthcare. Obviously with those residents, many of them being bedbound, they have to have that. That's a life safety and a state regulation, so we've got to make sure that that system is prioritized and intact. We've been going through since about December, going through all of the annual evaluations of about 340 employees, and we'll be processing merit increases coming in March. So yes, every year our employees, given good performance and good positive evaluations, do get an annual increase. So those will be processed in March. Blue Team, as I mentioned earlier, is actually here with the asset aspect of Health Peak. Christian, he's usually out here a couple times to review everything, but he's going to be walking around with Darwin, probably myself later on, and a lot of the Blue Team Regional, just to review the current scope, review the plan for the next phase, and the status of where we're at on all of these projects. I know it's been asked a couple of times. Another thing that they are looking at is the external sealing and caulking. Blue Team said that will happen around April or May. So we're looking forward to additional information after their visit today on that. But it has not been forgotten. It is on the agenda, and we will have some additional answers shortly. Health Peak is also, this is a new implementation, but they will be coming out and doing a clinical audit in skilled nursing. So SNF is skilled nursing facility. So they will be coming out next week and really just making sure things are up to speed according to their policies and processes in our skilled nursing continuum. We continue to maintain 5 stars in our not only staffing, but our quality measures. So we fully anticipate a really good audit. So as I mentioned, Blue Team will be here to continue answering any questions you have. I know they've got all of their moisture mapping, and they have a little bit better handle on each person's status. So any questions, they'll be here to be able to go over those. Again, I encourage anyone that is watching from home and or present. If you have questions, please make sure you're attending Tuesday Talk so you can get those answered specifically from Blue Team. Betsy doesn't always have the answers. I don't always have the answers. So we just want to remind you, if you've got some really in-depth things, please do attend if and when possible. That way they can pull up their system, they can pull up all of their mapping and go over that with you. I know we had our Finance Committee meeting with Sherry last week. So I know Miss Bobby and the crew usually meets with her, and I saw that you did an update in the board meeting minutes, so thank you for that from all committees. But revenue was ahead of budget for January. Expenses were well managed and under budget in January. NOI was ahead of budget, net operating income. And then we were about 4 sales on a budget of 2. So all in all, we're off to a really great start for 2025 operationally. Blue Team, fun stuff, not so much, but operationally. So with all of that, any questions that you have for me that I can answer?
I think I saw somewhere that the trimming of trees had been completed. The tree right outside of the south side of the P wing has damage in it still from the hurricanes, and it looks terrible. They didn't do a thing to that tree. I have not put in a work order, but I just want to know, because is it true that they are through trimming trees?
I will really have to refer to the Building and Grounds Committee and Darwin's maintenance for that one. Of course, that's a kind of an everyday thing. I don't want to say, yes, they're completely done. That continues to be an ongoing opportunity and challenge, right?
I'll put in another work order.
Well, most certainly those are things that we can go over. They'll have a better answer for you, but we'll follow up.
I also noticed a tree from the 5th floor window around the circle that needs some help. One question I have is, when will the guest suites be open for use again? Do you have any idea?
When we're finished with the Blue Team restoration and remediation, unfortunately, because we do need to utilize those. Otherwise, we have to send residents to hotels, and we really don't want to do that.
Are we looking at more than a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And the other issue I have is there's still some residents that seem to not know about the fact that Innovative Services can help them move or help them move back. And they're talking about it a lot among each other. And I think it'd be nice if we could all get out the fact that they can be used and it's free of service this time only.
Okay. Can you please direct those residents to Christine, because we go over IHS every single week. So maybe that would help if we can just direct them right to IHS so they can go over all of those things. There's many, many opportunities that we take to review all of that. So if there's still any confusion, I would most certainly love to just send them straight to IHS.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
My name's Barry Kubler, and I'm looking at a lot of backs here, but I can guarantee you that if I came up front, I would see people without their name tags on. My wife and I have been here 14 months, and we try our best to wear our name tags all the time. I know there are a lot of people out there I'd like to be friends with, but I don't know your names.
Yeah.
So please put your name tags on.
Yes, good idea.
The second thing I would like to say is I've brought this up with Betsy before, but so far there's no action on this. I have recommended with the price of eggs out there that we have chickens given to all of our residents so that they can raise their own. And I don't know where that's going, but I just offer that as a suggestion.
Betsy failed you.
I delegated that to Ricky, and so
Oh, no,
that's
Ricky failed
Ricky
you.
will take on right now.
Yeah, Ricky has chickens. How rude. Any other questions? Thank you, Mary. He's not sharing his eggs or his chickens.
I noticed that it was said that there were 2 HVAC systems being replaced, that were replaced in the 5th floor. Could you tell me if the S-Wing was included in that?
It's my understanding it was. Are you still feeling like there's an issue there?
No, I saw them working on it, but I didn't know if they had replaced it or what.
It's my understanding that's exactly what they did, was replace those S-wings, but I'll reconfirm with Darwin.
Thank you so much.
Of course. I think I sent you an email on that, didn't I? Yes.
I wasn't gonna mention it, but you could Darwin send somebody up to that 5th floor S-wing and fix those ceiling tiles that the, what's his name, that did the air condition, that didn't straighten it up there.
Yep, we'll get it taken care of. Thank you. Any other questions?
In regards to the name tags, I'm new, but I've been waiting for over a month for a name tag. I lost my first one, and I don't want anybody to be mad at me because
Said it's Regency's fault. I don't have one. We'll make sure you get your replacement.
Just a real quick thank you from the Regency Oak Scholarship Fund for those, all of you who bought nothing but cakes. We netted $400 plus another donation of $100 and I believe $2. So $502 went to the scholarship fund. Thank you all.
Thank you. Now I need gym memberships because I ate 4. Any other questions? Yes, Miss Candy.
I know Lindsay mentioned environmental and food waste, and sometimes we forget you can order a half an order of anything in the dining room. So, sometimes it just looks like too much or you don't want all that spinach. Ask for a half an order of it and get a half of each if you want to. That just helps with food waste, I know. Thank you.
All right, any other questions for me at the moment? All right, well, any other questions for Blue Team? I see Sarah back there, if there's any. Everything's so perfect, Sarah, look at you. Yes, Miss Hanky? Oh, yes, okay. You want to speak with Sarah? She's right back here. Thank you all, I appreciate you. Stay warm.